Am I the asshole for not yelling at the waitress? I, 22M, went on a second date with this girl, 20F, that I really liked. First date was good. We had good conversation and I enjoyed her presence. We had planned a second date at a gastropub. She had suggested it. I hadn't been and I don't drink, but I wanted to hang out with her, so I didn't care what we did. It was pretty chill in there. She was making me laugh, and we were just having a great time. We get loaded tater tots as the appetizer, which I ate. For the main dish I order a burger that had a bunch of stuff on it, but I specifically asked for no lettuce and tomato. I'm not autistic or anything, I just don't like it. It was very normal, so no one thought anything about it. Our food comes and my burger has lettuce and tomato on it and I'm playing it cool, I'm not even mentioning it to her. She's eating her dish and I'm just eating my fries. I'm trying to hide it, but it's very noticeable to not take a bite of my big-ass burger. And she says, "Why aren't you eating your burger?" And I say, not lying, sometimes when I go on dates I get so nervous I don't want to eat. This was a lie. The waitress came around and asked us if we needed anything and I asked for ketchup. She comes back with it and then asked if there was anything wrong with my burger and I said, "No, I get a box though," which I thought was a really good move. The date is going well. She's done with her food and I've eaten my fries and only my burger is left on my plate. Out of nowhere she says, "Are you sure you don't want to eat? You know we are doing something after," and I said yeah, I'm good, not really hungry. And then she says, "Didn't you ask for no lettuce?" And I said, "Oh, I didn't even notice." And then the conversation hit a lull and she said, "If your food is wrong you can say something. It's not a big deal," and I said, "Oh no, it's fine, I'm going to bring it home." The waitress comes back and brings us the box and asks if we need anything else and I say no, but she says, "Actually his burger was wrong. It has lettuce, I did not tell her to do this." The waitress starts being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we can make you a new one." And I said, "No, it's okay, I'm bringing it home." The waitress said, "It's totally fine, we can get you a burger on the house," and I said, "I'm bringing this one home, it's not a problem," and then she left. Then my date said, "Why would you do that? They were going to give you a free burger," and I said, "It isn't a big deal, I'm just going to take it home. I don't want to start anything." "Why do you care? I'm paying for the meal anyway." And then it was kinda awkward after that. She brought the check, and I left a tip. I said, "Are you ready to go?" And she said, "Actually I know we had plans, but I'm kinda tired. I'm just going to go home. It was nice seeing you though," and then left. It was like she was mad at me for not yelling at the waitress. I just didn't want the Karen or whatever. Am I the asshole for not being a jerk to the waitress? Info. Where's the yelling supposed to go? "Excuse me, I asked for no tomato" is polite as punch. Why didn't you just take off the lettuce and tomato? It's not like having to scrape off cheese or sauce. You are the asshole for implying this girl wanted you to yell at the waitress. She wanted you to not make the meal awkward by going to ridiculous lengths to avoid the slightest hint of conflict. But at the same time, it's for the best. She now has insight into who you are and can use that information to decide if she wants to continue seeing you. So you think the two options for resolving an issue are do, say nothing and yell at people? You know there are several steps in between, right? You are the asshole, but worse, you're describing a immaturity and insecurity about yourself which are both incredibly unattractive. You are the asshole for mentioning yelling in your title to get more attention to your post when yelling wasn't relevant to your story. We all know that, 8th for not sending my food back, wouldn't have gotten the same number of views. Beyond that, you fell short on a couple of things. Over and over on these subs, you'll see women say that find confidence very attractive in a man. You failed here by not speaking up for yourself and politely sending your burger back when it arrived. Dates, women or otherwise, also appreciate integrity, and you failed that by lying. And also you fail on confidence again by lying because of insecurity over your preferences. Not the asshole for these, just showing where you came up short and why your date felt the need to step in for you. Would I be the asshole for not inviting my closest friend and her husband to my wedding? I have known my best friend, Paige, and her husband, Carl, from university days. We were also flatmates for a few years. I was much closer to Paige and my relationship with Carl could be, at best, described as a distant friend. Last year, when I was on a dating app, I happened to come across Carl's profile stating that he was looking for something casual. His profile was fairly detailed and consistent with what I know of him. After some contemplation, I decided to share this information with Paige. I told her that I was unaware of their marriage dynamic and was in no way judging, but I did feel she should know that this information is out there. Paige told me that it was a case of impersonation and that they planned to file a complaint with the cyber crime cell. She also mentioned that I should never bring this up with Carl, and that she would not tell him how she got this information. I agreed, and we left the matters at that. However, since this incident, things have changed quite a bit. Carl has stopped all forms of communication entirely. I am not invited to their house for any celebrations or gatherings. Previously I was invited frequently. When I invite them both, Carl has declined the invite, through Paige, every single time. Carl has not acknowledged any gifts I have given him lately. Recently, I decided to have an open conversation with Paige. I told her that I felt that the group dynamic had shifted quite noticeably. I also asked if it had anything to do with the dating profile. I requested clarity on the situation to help me draw my own boundaries. This is what Paige had to say. Carl still doesn't know her source of information about the dating app, and that I shouldn't ever bring this up with him. I wasn't planning to. Me never being invited to their home or for any plans even with our common friends for over a year, even though I live 20 minutes away, is just a matter of chance. She wants all of Carl's interaction with me to happen via her because she wants it like that. She said so explicitly. I shouldn't create a fuss and that it shouldn't matter to me if someone doesn't like me, while also simultaneously saying that if Carl didn't like me, she wouldn't tell me because that's private between them. I should take whatever response Carl gives me in my stride. I should invite Carl to my wedding but not directly, and the invite must be through G, and that I shouldn't worry if he refuses to attend. I should expected Carl to not attend, but if he does then I should treat it like a pleasant surprise. This whole situation has become uncomfortable for me and I am now contemplating not inviting them both to my wedding. Would I be the asshole for not inviting my closest friend and her husband to my wedding? She's no longer your friend and neither is her husband. It would be best to cut contract with them. Well, I guess not inviting them to your wedding was just a matter of chance. This is intensely weird behavior from them, especially your friend. You're not the asshole, and I don't know what Paige is, but she's not your closest friend. The relationship has run its course. Just move on and let them keep their odd marriage. You're not the asshole, but you have to face the facts. Paige decided to stay with her husband, and will no longer really be your friend. You two are done. Are you sure Carl knows about any of these gifts or invitations, etc.? Because your friend is making it sound like she just doesn't want you together for whatever reason. Maybe because she hasn't done anything about the dating profile and doesn't want you to mention it, even though you said you wouldn't. Am I the asshole for refusing to feed my husband's nieces and nephews? I, 26F, have been with my husband Caden, 26M, for 8 years and we have been married for 4. We have a 2-year-old together and we're expecting baby number 2. My relationship with Caden's brother and Sil has never been great. She got really weird around me pretty quickly and things soured from there. Caden told me his Sil was jealous of the fact I hit it off so well with his mom and sister, but especially his sister, and that his brother had always kind of followed his Sil's lead. Seems his Sil was around the family since she was a kid and she and my brother-in-law have been together since high school. She always thought she would be like the second daughter for the family, but Sil and her have always clashed a little and were never tight. Caden has been great about standing up for me when needed and he has shut down his Sil on more than one occasion when she was being rude. One of the things that has resulted from all this is Caden's Sil insisted I will never be your children's aunt. They have specifically been told I am not their aunt and they are not to call me Aunt Emmy. I have been kept at a distance from the kids during family gatherings and generally Sil will ensure I don't interact with her kids. Caden sees them less as a result because he refuses to have me leave our home so they can visit, something his Sil tried to insist on. My relationship with Sil is the best though and we are close. She has a child the same age as mine and she will come over and we hang out with our toddlers. Since she's here so often I will often have enough food for both kiddos. She has picked up some inspo from me on how to introduce food to toddlers since she said her kiddo eats better since they started hanging out with us. She mentioned it at a family dinner recently because her parents commented how much better her kiddo was eating too and the different plate she used. She said it was all thanks to me and was saying how she really owed me one. Caden's Sil asked why she hangs out with me so much and never spends time with her. It brought up some of the underlying issues simmering around between us. She then asked why I never do that for her kids and why I'm not sharing my vast knowledge with her. Caden jumped in and said she has made her feelings clear about me and has ordered me to stay away from her kids, so how am I supposed to do any of that with her or them? The very next day she asked if the kids could come over for lunch and I said no. She asked about some other day and I said no again. She then told me I was an ass and excluding her kids. I told Caden what happened and he talked to his brother, or more like fought with him. I do feel kinda bad for the kids and would love to get to know them better, but I don't trust their parents in any of this. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Has she even apologized to you and your husband for the rift she intentionally caused? Has she asked the children to call you Aunt Emmy? I think that needs to be the starting point. Not the asshole. She wants to take advantage of you, it sounds to me. If she wants to repair the relationship in a positive way, she can do that, then you can discuss watching her spawn. Not the asshole. Being alone with the children of someone who hates you is a risk you should not take. You have your own family to think about. She could make up any accusation after their little visit and you don't need that. Yeah. She wants free meals for her kids. Not the asshole. She is toxic and you are smart to stay away from her and Bill. Would I be the asshole if I gave my input on how to raise my BF's daughter? Typing on mobile, so I apologize. I, 21 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 23 male, for over a year. His ex-girlfriend, 28 female, had their daughter in 2021. She's now almost 3 and such a lovely kid. BM and I have not really gotten along that well. We're civil at pickups and drop-offs, but we aren't friends at all. We both have very different views on a lot of things. She's very much on the crunchy, hippie mom type of thing. No big deal, everyone lives their lives in different ways and I don't have a problem with it. His daughter started spending the weekends at our place and it's been a great time. Her mother gave me a list of all of her favorite foods, which was perfectly fine because I wasn't sure what she liked at all. Now here's the issue, she buys all natural and some vegan-style foods for their daughter. Once again, no biggie, she wants her daughter to eat healthy and all of that jazz, but she has food stamps. She is able to spend a good chunk of money on all of these foods for her daughter so she eats healthy. My boyfriend and I don't have food stamps since we don't qualify for it. We actually tried to get them. We had BM over for dinner so she could see the place and her eyes nearly burst out of her skull at some of the stuff I had. I got a good amount of off-brand healthy stuff for their daughter. She started tell me that I needed the on-brand stuff since it's all she buys and etc. etc. After she left I talked to my boyfriend about all of it and he said that he just wants to make BM happy and that we should just follow all of her rules and such. I rarely give my opinion on things regarding their daughter, but I just can't hold back on this because it's starting to bother me and we really can't afford to get these things. So, would I be the asshole for telling my boyfriend how to raise his daughter at our house? Edit for any confusion. When I said BM I meant baby mom, not biomom. Sorry for the confusion. Edit 2. I would also like to add that our budget is between $200 $250 depending on what we need. He does give me money for her groceries and snacks specifically. Our last shopping trip we went over our budget to about $325 because I decided I would just buy the name brand stuff. We work out of finances on every check and split everything evenly for whatever we need like groceries, bills, rent, miscellaneous stuff we might need during the month. Final edit. Wow, okay, so I got a lot of mixed answers lol. I know the title seemed misleading, I just didn't know how to phrase it at first. With all the comments I read and replied to really makes me feel like I wouldn't be the asshole, which I appreciate a lot. I'm planning on talking to my boyfriend about everything and setting up boundaries and such with his ex-GF. Thank you guys so much and I'll try to reply to more comments. Do what parents have done since the dawn of time. Buy the name brand once, and keep refilling the containers with the generic. Lol. Perhaps don't give an input on how to raise your BF's daughter but comment on how much all this food costs and it is affecting your budget. To be honest, the problem is your BF. He needs to grow a pair and make his own decisions regarding his daughter because that is called parenting. He is allowing his ex to dictate how their daughter is raised in your home. He needs to make those decisions when his daughter is in your home, including what she eats. Not the asshole. This is a budget issue, but really it sounds more like she was waiting to find something she could complain about. You can be sure this will be the start of many problems she will have. Your boyfriend needs to grow a pair needs and address it. Not you. If BM had problems with the off-brand, she can send brand name products with her daughter when she drops her off. Her mom probably is making the best choices for the kid as far as food goes, but your boyfriend also has a say in what the kid eats. You would not be the asshole if you talk to your BF's ex about it. But, you should talk to your boyfriend about budget issues, because those are make or break in a relationship. He can talk to her, but you will cause problems if you do. Nah.